Grand Rising people, I hope this message finds you well. Today we're talking about narcissists and how they deal with their enablers and non-enablers. Before we get into the video, I'd like to take a moment to say hello and welcome to everybody. If you're new here, I go by the name Inspired Seeker, and on this channel we discuss spirituality, personal development, and narcissism. We upload daily, so if any of that appeals to you, then we invite you to join us, and I promise you, you will not regret that decision. So now that we got that out of the way, let's get into the video. Right, narcissists and how they deal with their enablers versus non-enablers. Right, first, let's take a look at the definition of what an enabler is. Right, we already know who or what narcissists are, and if you don't, I got a video coming up on that actually. In the next few days, there'll be a video on how to identify a narcissist. Also, a while back, I did a video on how narcissists categorize people, aka supply. I'll link that in here somewhere, so check it out as well. It will help you better understand this video here. So now let's look at what an enabler is. Enabler is a person who encourages or enables negative or self-destructing behavior in another person. Again, this is the dictionary definition here, okay? An enabler is a person who encourages or enables negative or self-destructive behavior in another person, all right? In the case of the narcissist, this will be their flying monkeys, okay? Now, every toxic individual has a team of enablers, okay? And they typically do not like their non-enablers, okay? So in the case of the narcissist, this will be considered their flying monkeys, all right? And these could be individuals from their family, they could be parents, they could be siblings, it could be other members of the family, it could be lovers, ex-lovers, with potential new lovers, all right? But the bottom line is every toxic individual has a team or needs a team of enablers in order to operate. So now that we know what enablers are, or who enablers are, and who the narcissist enablers are, let's take a look at how they treat them. As I mentioned earlier, typically they will love their enablers and, in a sense, hate their non-enablers, all right? And they will often create conflict between these two groups of people, okay? They will, just like how narcissists do the bait and switch, they will cause their enablers to crash against the non-enablers, all right, by manipulating their enablers to believe that the non-enablers are doing something so horrible to them, okay? This is typical in narcissistic females, narcissistic children, and other narcissistic toxic individuals as well, all right? So now the enablers, okay? These are the people who approve and support the narcissist behavior no matter who is being affected, all right? The people, the flying monkeys in short, right? Those who approve and support the narcissist behavior no matter who is being affected. They will quickly jump up to defend the narcissist, just like how flying monkeys do, okay? They will perk up and defend the narcissist no matter what it is that the narcissist has done in the situation. They will take the narcissist's side and will refuse to correct them or make them aware of what they're doing wrong, okay? So This contributes to how the narcissist ends up loving these group of people, because they always support them no matter what, right? It's like blind loyalty in a sense, okay? They'll always take the narcissist side no matter what. The narcissist could be dead wrong in front of them, and they'll always take the narcissist side no matter what it is. These individuals are typically narcissists themselves, or they may have some narcissistic tendencies, all right? And as I mentioned earlier, they're usually a part of the narcissist flying monkeys, okay? The narcissist support cast. They don't hold the narcissist accountable or hold them responsible for anything that they do, okay? So the narcissist will run to these folks every time their back is against the wall. They will reach out to their enablers for support. Okay, and this is why a while back I talked about how a narcissist or a toxic individual cannot operate alone. They need a support cast around them in order to operate successfully. Okay, because every time they are backed up against the wall, they will look for their enablers to swoop in and save them. All right, and they will. Okay, these individuals will. Like I said, it's like blind loyalty. They'll do whatever it is they need to do to support the narcissist, no matter how wrong it is or how unethical it is, or who is being affected in the process, who is being hurt in the process. As we know, narcissists are super manipulators, right? So the enablers are individuals that the narcissist has manipulated into positions where they have to play that position for the narcissist, all right? Out of fear of not ruffling the narcissist's feathers, okay? Because they probably don't want to have to deal with the wrath of the narcissist if they choose not to support them, okay? They don't want to be labeled as a disloyal person or one of those situations, okay? So they will blindly support the narcissist no matter how wrong they are, and they will not care who is being hurt in the process. Like I said earlier, narcissists typically love their enablers, okay? They get along with them 110% of the time because they're essentially like their support network, okay? They encourage that negative, toxic behavior that the narcissist always dishes out, okay? So now let's look at the non-enablers, all right? We knew as per the definition of enablers is a person who encourages or enables negative or self-destructing behavior in another person, right? So non-enabler is the opposite, okay? The non-enabler is the individual who is not going to encourage the negative behavior, who is going to hold the narcissist or the toxic person accountable, all right? The individual who is going to hold the mirror to the narcissist and say, look at your actions, okay? You need to do better. The individual who is not going to agree with the narcissist if the narcissist is wrong, okay? So this individual, as we know, we discussed in a previous video, narcissists typically have a black and white way of seeing things. So if you don't agree with them, you would definitely fall into the black category or the bad category, okay? Just because you don't agree with their opinions or their views, or you don't agree with their actions, or you pulling them up because you're seeing that their actions are affecting someone else in a bad way, so you encouraging them to do better, you are making them aware of how their actions are affecting other people, and you're encouraging them to do better, okay? If you're this type of individual, the narcissist will categorize you as a bad individual because you don't support them, okay? They will feel like you're attacking them, you're against them, and you're not supporting them, okay? You should be supporting them no matter how, no matter what they're doing or who they're doing it to. You should be supporting them. That's how a narcissist thinks, okay? So a non-enabler is the individual who's not going to agree with the narcissist, okay? The individual who is going to point out the toxicity that the narcissist is dishing out. All right, the individual who's going to call the narcissist out on their BS. All right, and so they typically can't stand these type of individuals. All right, they hate them deeply, really. And these individuals are usually truth tellers. They support the truth and they love for the truth to reign. All right, and we know how narcissists are. They're the biggest liars there are. All right, so they look at these individuals as their opposition, essentially. They will often gaslight them, and if that don't work, and if their other manipulative attempts don't work, they may get violent with them. They may get upset with them, and in some situations get violent with them just because they did not support them, because their actions were wrong. So they will have an ill feeling towards these individuals, and in some cases, like I said earlier, they will get their flying monkeys, who are their enablers, to gang up against the non-enablers. Okay, so they will cause a situation that will typically have the enablers going against the non-enablers, whether it's in a violent way or in a fight or whatever the case may be. Okay, as we know, narcissists are master manipulators, and so this will be like a triangulation situation. Okay, where they will create a situation with the non-enabler and then reach out to the enabler and say, hey, this person did this, this, and that to me. Okay, they will not tell the truth. They will say they did this, this, and that. They will never say what they themselves did. Okay, and so the enabler will quickly jump on the non-enabler and blame them for whatever the situation may be. All right, and so they triangulate them, and in the end, it will be the enabler and the non-enabler bumping heads while the narcissist steps back and watch. All right, so this is typically how they view these, they deal with these two categories of people. All right, similar to how they categorize supply. If you're an enabler, you would fit in the good group. Okay, if you're a non-enabler, you will fit in the bad or the garbage group. Okay, because you will become an opposition essentially to the narcissist. Right, that's how they view you. Okay, so this is typically how narcissists deal with their enablers and their non-enablers. All right, and like I said, they love their enablers, but they deeply hate their non-enablers because they push them to do better. Okay, because they call them out on their BS. Okay, because they're not afraid to tell the truth, no matter who's wrong or who's right. All right, rather than the enablers, who would support the narcissist no matter how wrong they are and who is being hurt in the process. Okay, so the enablers are typically narcissists themselves. All right, and chances are they groomed the narcissist that you're dealing with. Okay, so this is narcissists and how they deal with their enablers. All right, as we know, enabler is someone who encourages or enables negative or self-destructive behavior in another person. All right, so a non-enabler will be considered the opposite of that. All right, so I hope I made it clear enough, guys. If you enjoyed this or if you found value in this, then stick around. There should be another video popping up to my left or my right, or maybe a playlist. Stick around and get more information on narcissism. All right, and also feel free to share your experiences, your thoughts, your opinions in the comments. When you share your story, it helps another person heal. All right, so other than that, I'll leave this here. Until next time, peace, love, and more life.